Good morning, Jürgen. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's it like to be sitting 6 months on from being European champions to now here, world champions?
Great, to be honest, really great. We are all kind of exhausted, more or less, from a very intense game. But in moments like this, we had some few moments in the past when I really struggled finding the right words in not my native language for describing my respect for the boys, how they do it. It's incredible. It was an incredible performance, an incredibly difficult game against a good opponent. But we did so many good things, unbelievable, so many good football moments. Everybody was, for different reasons, on the edge pretty much. But I saw so many sensational good performances. And I'm really happy. It's of course, for our supporters, the atmosphere in the stadium was great. Flamengo supporters had the whole week, a party week here. Unfortunately, maybe they cannot celebrate that much, but they should be proud on what they did and what their team did. But I think we deserved the win tonight. We were the better side. In some moments we had a really good goalie. In all the other moments, we were the dominant team, and so I'm really happy. Thank you.
So finally, Liverpool has broken the jinx by not winning the Club World Cup. Do you think this season will be the season where you will win the Premier League?
No idea really. In this moment, we have to look at a wonderful night for us, for the club, for everybody who is with us. There are always, of course, things that are not so positive because it was not the last game of the season, and Oxlade-Chamberlain got injured in one of these one situation. So, and we play in 5 days again. So that's a tough period. But the boys, game after game after game, they really show their desire to make the next step, show their desire to win the next game, show their desire to win the next challenge, and I'm really happy with that. Where it leads us to, I have no idea. For tonight, we couldn't do more than winning this game, winning the first time for this wonderful club, the Team World Cup and the Club World Cup, and it's really. I said before the game, I don't know exactly how it would feel. Now I can say it's outstanding, absolutely sensational. I'm so proud of the boys, and yeah, couldn't be better.
Thank you. At the front with the translation. Okay, go ahead, please.
Paulo Vinícius Coelho, BBC Fox Sports. Vou perguntar em português. Você está com fone? No, okay. We know that usually the level of the FIFA World Cup here is totally different than European games. I would like to know, what do you think about the level of this game comparing to Premier League games?
Why should I compare a game in the Team World Cup with a Premier League game? There's absolutely no reason for it. Flamengo is a really, really good football team, and I think we were tonight a better team. That's why we won it. So that's all what we need to know. I'm not here to make judgments about quality of between and what is Brazilian football. Brazilian delivers most of the footballers in world football all over the world. Wherever you go, the Brazilian is there and is probably one of the best, if not the best, in the team. So they should be really proud of that. But for different reasons, some of these players play in other countries, and 3 of them play in my team. And they are very, very important to us, very decisive. And Bobby could score tonight this goal, which meant the world to him and for us. And that's a really nice story. But I won't compare leagues or levels. All good.
Thank you. Gentleman at the back, please.
Mr. Klopp, good evening. Pedro Martins from Sport TV Portugal. I'd like to know, what do you think that balanced the game? It was the physical condition of your players, or the tactical that Flamengo had today?
I think in possession we did a lot of stuff what Flamengo didn't like. We played Flamengo defense in a 4-4-2 system. They changed slightly, did Everton in the center more, and for that another player played the wing, because they showed respect to us. But with step-ins of our center halves, it made life difficult for them to defend these things. Joe Gomez, Virgil van Dijk stepped in midfield, could pass the ball on the wing, and that's then difficult. You have to defend. We have to invest a lot to defend these situations. But, how I said, it was a very intense game, and for different reasons. It was not our best game which we ever played, but it was more than good enough to deserve the win tonight, and for 120 minutes, unfortunately, but even that is absolutely okay. We said today, we spoke a lot about it, that whatever it means for European teams to win this competition. But now we are here, and if we really want to win it, we have to show that to everybody. And I think my players showed that from the first second. That's the most important thing. From a tactical point of view, I have to watch the game again. But I just think we were a better team in the physicality. Both teams suffered tonight. It was for both teams really hard. Maybe in the extra time we were slightly fresher, whatever. So the goalie of Flamengo had a cramp, and that shows that they had a lot of games. I couldn't respect them more. That's how the season they played is exceptional, absolutely exceptional. But tonight it was not about that. Tonight was about better decision makings in decisive moments, and try to win the game, and we did that. And so I'm really happy with that.
Thank you. Sir?
رجائي فتحي من صحيفة الراية القطرية.
Rajai Fathi from Raya newspaper. My question to you. Did you expect the scenario that transpired in the match to go into extra time? And in the first half and the second half, Liverpool players were playing individuals. And your comment on winning the best player in the tournament?
I think actually the first two questions you asked I answered already, and the last part with Mo winning the award is completely okay. We are not for individual awards. Mo is not for individual awards. We are here as a team, and Mo wins it in kind of his home. That's absolutely okay, and everybody of the team loved the fact that he got these. He played really well, to be honest. He was a threat constantly. He looked pretty much the fittest of all, because he had, for some reason, he was a little slightly injured in the last couple of weeks. He had not exactly the same number of minutes than others, but he's anyway a natural fit boy, and he was a constant threat for the opponent. Set up 2 goals was involved, set up 1 goal in the first game, was involved in the second goal, and tonight again, very, very decisive. So, yeah, well deserved.
Thank you. Gentleman over there, please. Just speak into it. It's on. Just speak.
ناصر بابكر السودان.
Nasser Babakar from Sudan.
ليفربول سجل هدف
Liverpool scored a goal
في الدقيقة الأخيرة في نصف النهائي
in
واليوم
the
سجل في
final
الإضافي
and the stoppage time in the semi-final, and today you only scored 1 goal at the latter time of and in the Premier League you have scored many goals in the final minutes of the match. Is this the strength of Liverpool?
In the season, it looks like, to be honest, we had a few late goals in the Premier League. We don't want to have late goals, but they were necessary because we were either in behind or it was level in the game. So they were all very, very important, these late goals, like it was tonight. And yeah, the boys developed, improved in the last months, in the last 2-3 years a lot. So, and when you start believing, then you believe through the full 95 minutes, or tonight 125 minutes, and we believe in the fact that there's always a chance. It's not that we expect that it will always happen, but we believe in a chance. And the goal was brilliant, absolutely brilliant, really nice piece of football. So I'm delighted about that.
Thank you. Over to the left, please.
Jürgen, just how is Ox after his injury?
I spoke a second ago with him. Maybe if you see it already in television again, for us in the game was not so easy. He showed me now the video, and when he's landing, he gets the kick and then rolls over. he feels okay. We will see. It's of course not perfect, far away from being perfect, but we will see if is a ligament stretched only or is it ruptured, partly ruptured, whatever we have to see. That's a big shadow again, but that's how it is in contact sport. So he seems to be okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Mr. Klopp, Fernando Valecchi de Barros Metro. Congratulations for the title. What quality of Flamengo have surprised you more positively? And do you have surprised for the game had arrived to the extra time? Do you thought that it was possible to kill the match during the 90 minutes? Thank you very much.
Flamengo didn't surprise us. We saw, as I told you in the first press conference before the game, I saw a lot of Flamengo football in the last few days, and especially the Santos game was for us a very important game. Then, of course, here the game against Al Hilal was a very important game. Al Sad. Hilal? Who did I play? Sorry. Don't want to be disrespectful, but I saw a lot of football, and didn't surprise us. I thought, and that's what we always think with all the analysis we do, they didn't play before against us. So it means we want to be different in specific moments, and we were different tonight as well. Again, it was just the counter press was in a lot of moments outstanding. The passing, the positioning game was really, really good. And so we caused them a lot of problems. And yes, of course, I thought it's possible in 90 minutes, especially with this penalty situation, yes or no. That would have been pretty much the perfect moment to finish the game. But then there was a different decision. I thought, again, the boys dealt really well with that, because that's, of course, not easy. You have everybody's exhausted, it's pretty much done. You think you not halfway through, but you have to get a penalty, then you don't get a penalty, and I really thought the boys dealt really well with that. So, no surprises, and it was like a football game should be. Two teams try everything to win, and we won it.
Thank you. Last two questions, please, gentlemen over there.
أنس الإمام السودان.
Anas Al-Imam, my name.
في الأول نبارك لكم.
We congratulate you for winning this title.
بالنسبة لليفربول فزتوا بكأس العالم.
So you have won the Club World Cup, and Leicester City lost today. 4 days from today, you will be playing a very important match in the Premier League against Leicester City. And also, don't you think that playing many matches will make players exhausted and could affect their physical condition?
I think I answered that question really often enough. I spoke about the schedule for all the players, that it's too much, and I will not start that discussion now again. If we wouldn't have played here tonight, so if we wouldn't have played a semi-final here, then we would have played against Aston Villa 1 day earlier. If we wouldn't have played tonight here, we would have played at West Ham. So same number of games, same situation. The difference is the climate here, even when it was not as warm as probably Europeans would have expected in a moment, is still something we have to adapt to. You could see that in each session. It's just different. So, and we are used to different weather conditions, and that was difficult for all the teams and for us as well. But that's the only thing which is special. Apart from that, we had the same number of games like we would have had at home. We will play the West Ham game. We don't know yet, but any point in a new year. And that will be then tough to find a moment for when we can play that game. But until then, we will not think about that. We have the same number of games like Leicester had and Man City had and other teams had. So all good. We have to make sure that we come home safely and then recover in the plane already if possible, and then prepare the Leicester game.
Thank you. Final question, please. Just wait for translation.
Hi, Jürgen. David Gurgis from SNTV. Can I just ask you about Roberto Firmino? Sadly, sometimes strikers are judged on their numbers, and he hasn't got as many goals as Sadio and Mo this year. But after 2 goals in 2 games, how pleased are you with that going back as he try and challenge for the Premier League title?
The best of our 3 boys up front there and all the others. If one is not scoring, then the other one is scoring, or the other 2 ones are scoring. So Divock Origi, for example, nobody's talking about him, scored incredibly important goals. Xherdan Shaqiri scored last year incredibly important goals or set them up. Mo Salah scores for us incredible number of goals, all of them very important, but not always. And then Sadio is stepping up and scores incredibly important goals. And now here, we needed obviously Bobby's goals, and here they are. And I couldn't be more happy for him that he could score that goal, because before the game we spoke a lot what this competition means to Brazil, to South American people, or especially Brazilian people. And we have 2 Brazilians, and he's one of them, and it means the world to him, and it helped us a lot. And on top of that, it was a sensational goal, completely calm. You see, the last goal helped, obviously, to bring these things back, and so really, really delighted for him.